Here we go. Here's a story that must be told about two ladies that are kind of old. One's a pastor, the other's not. They like to cook and pray a lot. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. There's lots of laughter and lots of fun. Tuesdays on Facebook, live at 1. You'll never know what will happen when Lucy and Ethel are at it again. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Amen. Woo! We're here. Today's Chat, Cook, and Pray is brought to you courtesy of Bethel United Church of Christ, where no matter where you are on life's journey, you are always welcomed here. And it's so exciting. I don't know, for those of you that weren't here last week, I'll carry this closer in a little bit. But I received bobblehead Lucy and Ethel, bobblehead Pastor Karen and Marty, and I'll bring them up closer in a minute. They are the cutest things. I just love it. So anyway, we're going to get started right away because we're going to cook this. I'm going to read some sausage stuff, but you know, I just wasn't that excited about it, so I got you a story about, since this is Women's History Month, I got you a story about a fascinating woman. So, here we go.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to melt the 4 tablespoons of
Okay,
butter.
be sure and talk loud.
Yes, 4 tablespoons of butter.
Yeah.
I hope I turned the stove on here. All right, and then once that's melted, I'm going to stir in 1 container of chive and onion cream cheese spread.
Chive and onion cream cheese spread. Hold on, I'm going to get my bobbleheads
Yes.
because I want them to see them up close. Okay. Here we are. That's us.
Well, this recipe is one that Pastor Karen
Hi,
found
Bill.
in
Hi, Shirley.
magazine, and I kind of adjusted it some because
She always adjusts it some.
well, I used sausage instead of ham because I didn't have any ham, and so I made
Okay.
it with sausage, and it was really good.
Okay, I trust you.
Yep.
I trust you.
Okay.
Okay, so she's
melting the butter.
melting the butter, then she's going to put in the sour cream and chives.
Yes, and I wasn't going to fix this dish because, I wasn't going to fix this dish because when I looked at Price Chopper and at Hy-Vee, this container was $3.59, and I said, well, forget that. And I was at Walmart, and it was like $1.38 or something. So
Okay.
I decided we could have it.
Okay, so she's melting this down. The butter and the sour cream and chives. And that looks like it's going to take a while. Right?
It does.
You want me to read?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So here's some stuff on sausages. I'm going to skip around. You know, we've had other things. We haven't really talked about the history of sausage much, so I'll lift up some of that. Okay, so sausages are a meat product usually made from ground meat, often pork, beef, or poultry, along with salt, spices, and other flavorings. The word sausage can refer to loose sausage meat, which can be formed into patties or stuffed into a skin. When we refer to as a sausage, the product is usually cylindrical and encased in a skin. Typically, a sausage is formed in a casing, traditionally made from intestine, but sometimes from synthetic materials. They are sold raw and cooked in many ways. I think we all know this. Sausage making is a traditional food preservation technique. Sausages may be preserved by curing or drying or smoking or freezing. And some cured or smoked sausages can be stored without refrigeration. Well, this is an interesting line. Most fresh sausages must be refrigerated or frozen. Well, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave my fresh sausage out for a week before I fix it. Sausages come in a huge range of national and regional varieties. Sausage making is an outcome of efficient butchery. Oh. Traditionally, sausage makers salted various tissues and organs, such as scraps, organ meats, and blood and fat to help preserve them, and then they stuffed them into these tubular casings. Hence, sausages, puddings, I don't know what that has to do with it, and salami are among the oldest of prepared foods, whether cooked or eaten immediately or dried. I didn't know you dried puddings. That's weird. An Akkadian cuneiform tablet records a dish of intestine casings filled with some sort of force meat. And then there's a Chinese type of sausage that's been described from northern and southern dynasties made from goat and lamb. The Greek poet Homer, I thought this was interesting. The Greek poet Homer mentioned a kind of blood sausage in the Odyssey. Epicharmus wrote a comedy titled The Sausage, and Aristophanes' play The Knights is about a sausage vendor who is elected leader. Sausage vendor who is elected leader. Who knew? Evidence suggests that sausages were already popular both among the ancient Greeks and Romans. The most famous sausage in ancient Italy was from Lucania and was called Lucanica, which lives on in modern sausages to this day. During the reign of Nero, sausages were associated with Lupercalia festival. So the sausage, let's just say sausage has been around a long time. Okay, what are you doing now that I need to know? Anything?
Well, I am just going to stir this until it's thickened up for this.
And that's just the
cheese,
butter and the cream cheese.
And milk.
Cream cheese and milk. Okay.
Yes.
Now, is that cream cheese? I called it sour cream, but that was cream cheese in that little thing.
Yeah.
But with chives
cheese,
in it.
Yeah, with cream cheese, with chive and onion.
Okay, so there you go. Okay. There are also now vegetarian versions of sausage. I think that would be very upsetting if I chopped into a sausage thinking I was going to taste meat. But, you know, not for those of you that are vegetarian out there, I appreciate you.
But I don't want to be.
They have something called soya sausage that was invented in 1916. So, sausage has been with us for a while. That's for sure. Okay, so that's boiling away, man.
Yes, it is.
So, she put in the cream, or the half and half.
I used half and half.
Okay, don't burn your little self.
No.
Okay. So she's... Now, does the sausage go in there raw, or is that already...
No, I fried it earlier.
Oh, you fried it earlier.
Mhm.
Okay.
I came in and fried it earlier.
Okay, so
Well,
the sausage
you-
is already fried.
Well, you were busy.
Well, I was busy. Busy. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what took me to this woman for Women History Month, which is what we're celebrating now. And I didn't realize how recent some of that is. We didn't even have a Women's History Week until the 1970s, and then it slowly got, longer. There were different women gatherings in the early 1900s, and of course, for the vote and all of that. But I've been looking up some interesting women, and this first woman that I'm going to talk about, what she's doing now is putting a layer of potatoes in the
Yes,
bottom
and
of
I-
the casserole dish.
And I pre-boiled these, and I made them a little too done, but
Okay, she pre-boiled them.
so that it would not take as long.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
And
is
now
good.
she's pouring the liquid stuff that she's been boiling on the burner,
I'm gonna pour that, half of it.
half of it over the potato layer.
Yes, half over the potato layer.
Okay.
And then I'm going to top that with half of the sausage.
Half of the sausage. And now what kind of sausage did you say this was? Even though you...
It's Jimmy Dean, and it's maple flavored.
Well, that might make a difference in the taste.
It tastes good.
Okay, maple flavored.
Yeah.
That reminds me when Vicky used vanilla flavored yogurt in a dish. That didn't taste good.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Okay, so this is so you don't have to get maple flavored, but you happen to have.
I
Okay.
had it because I got it for
Okay.
$1 a pound.
Okay.
So, and Jimmy Dean's sausage is very lean. It's amazing how lean.
All right.
it
Let
is.
me see what people are saying. Fuzzy gray and green outline, bottom 2/3, with digital blocks on top.
Huh?
I don't know. Linda says there's no problems on hers in Virginia.
Well, I go with Virginia. I like that.
Fuzzy gray and green outline, bottom 2/3. You may need to refresh your screen, says Randy. Oh, and then Cynthia comes back and says now she's got it, so we're okay.
Oh, good.
Fuzzy lines are off. Okay, so now she's done the 3 layers: potatoes, the liquid layer, and the sausage, and now she's gonna do it again.
Yep.
The potatoes, the liquid, and then top it off with the sausage.
Yes.
So while she's doing that, I'm gonna read to you about the first woman tiger tamer. Say that 3 times. Trainer tamer, and her name was Mabel Stark. She was born in 1888. First woman tiger tamer. And so when I found her, I said something to Marty about, what was that tiger show that was on this year? Because I didn't watch it. What'd you say it was?
It was, I looked it up.
I kept saying Tiger Joe, but that's not it.
No, Tiger King.
Tiger King. I didn't watch it. I wasn't drawn to it.
Don't worry, you didn't miss a
But
lot.
this woman is just amazing. She performed with many circuses as a tiger trainer and had the center ring with Ringling Brothers in the early 1920s. She worked with the big cats for 57 years, despite 18 separate maulings and multiple minor injuries.
Uh-huh.
Mabel Stark, whose birth name was Mary Haney, I guess she thought Mabel Stark sounded a little more tigery, I don't know, was one of 7 children born to a farming couple in Tennessee. The family may have moved to Kentucky during her childhood, but Stark's early years are hard to verify. At the age of 17, she began training to be a nurse and got a job at a hospital in Kentucky. She either left nursing or took a part-time job as a carnival dancer, known as a hoochie coochie dancer. And after a failed marriage, she returned to the carnival, and when not working, she spent time with the menagerie that was overseen by Al G. Barnes. And when he decided to start his own show, he invited Mabel Stark to come with him. Al Barnes hired Louis Roth, a famous Hungarian animal trainer, who was first to use food and positive reinforcement to train the animals instead of violence. Well, thank you, you animal trainer that used good, nice, positive things instead of violence. Stark worked as Roth's assistant, and they married for a time. But Roth was a drinker, and his marriage suffered from it. Barnes fired him, and Mabel, whose own popularity was growing, divorced him. In 1913, she opened her act for the Barnes Circus, working with 10 tigers in the ring. It was the biggest act being done in the United States at the time. Wow. Her trademark look was a white bodysuit. And you need to look her up because they got great pictures of her. And she is in this white, slick bodysuit. And we're talking about the early 20s. About this time, when she was doing her own show, she adopted a sickly tiger cub and nursed him back to health. And she found that Raja, as she called him, was very affectionate. So she developed a way to encourage his behaviors to create a wrestling act. I don't think that was very safe. In Stark's autobiography that she wrote in 1938, Hold That Tiger. Oh, there's a song. Hold that tiger. Hold that tiger. She writes, Raja would run straight toward me. Up he went on his hind legs, his 4 feet around my neck. We turned around once or twice. I threw him to the ground, and we rolled 3 or 4 times. I opened his mouth and put my face inside, then jumped to my feet. For audiences, the act was thrilling, even frightening. Word of mouth grew, and this brought the press. The reporters wrote about the act, and that sold tickets. Mabel had made it to the big time. Okay, we'll stop right here. I know Mabel made it to the big time, but we're going to see what Marty's doing.
I'm going to put this in the oven over here, and since I parboiled the potatoes, I'm going to kind of just go by guess as how long this is going to need to cook. We cover it for the first, I'm going to say 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then we uncover it. And I'm not going to broil it like it says.
No.
I don't know if my dish is broiler safe, and I don't want to break it.
Right. There she goes.
That's it.
Into the oven.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to do
So
this,
exciting.
and then we're going to uncover it and cook it for probably, it says 15 minutes,
Yeah.
but I'm going to say probably 10
10,
minutes more.
yeah.
We'll see what it looks like. when
So
we get to that.
we have got some time here. So Marty's going to clean up her little space. Then she's going to come over and I'm going to move this back a little, but I'm going to let her turn the thing because she doesn't trust me.
No, I don't.
I know you don't. Okay, here I go. Here I go. Hello.
Okay,
And
now
you
go
tell me.
Go
if
sit
that's-
down and see.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I think we have to adjust it down a little bit here.
That's pretty good.
There.
Hi, folks.
Let's see. Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Again, a beautiful day outside. Can you believe it?
Oh,
The last few times we cooked, it's been beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that keeps people from wanting to watch a cooking show. But if you're watching us, we're so happy that you're here. And I'm going to finish the story about Mabel.
yeah.
Mabel Stark. Okay. Here, so Mabel's made it to the big time, remember. She has tamed a tiger that she raised, a sickly little tiger that she calls Raja, and he fights her and she puts her face in his mouth and stuff, and it's a big story. Mabel Stark had a simple theory about her success with animals. She saw each as having its own personality and temperament that a trainer needed to understand. They could be subdued but never conquered, she said, and she liked nothing better than matching wits with them. And I know, but that'd be kind of scary. I mean, when you don't know when a wild animal's gonna, or that
Well,
you
you
think
know,
is
it's
tamed, is
Kind of
gonna
like
get
you
a
working
wild
with,
hair.
kind of
you
you working with me
That's-
sometimes. Sometimes you just don't know what's going to
Hi,
happen.
Lori. Okay, what else is up there? All right. In 1920, Ringling Brothers hired her away from Barnes and gave her the center ring. And she gained all the status of a star with top billing and her own train car. At her peak, she performed with 18 tigers and a Black Panther. 18 tigers and a Black Panther. I'm afraid I would have been sausage. Pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. That's probably what would have happened.
Oh, she also married the circus accountant, but unfortunately, he was embezzling from the Ringlings.
Oh.
He was let go, so instead of helping Mabel's career, he may have complicated it. In 1925, Ringling decided to terminate the cat tax. Didn't want any more cats.
No catting around for that?
No catting around. All right. The circus press agent stated that the reason for the change were that the cats were dangerous to circus personnel. Well, that's probably true. And parents disliked the cat acts because they were too frightening. The steel cage was also difficult to set up and take down during the middle of the circus. Stark suspected differently, that she was being punished for her connection to the embezzler. The Ringlings maintained cat acts in 2 of their stadium locations, but to run the acts, they brought in newcomer Clyde Beatty. I don't know. I guess Clyde Beatty must have been a famous lion tamer.
Mhm.
Wonder if it's Warren Beatty's father. Maybe I can start that rumor.
Well, yeah, you can start it.
You know.
Oh, maybe it would have been his great grandfather.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, considering the
Okay.
age.
Stark was still under contract, and she was placed in a horse act, and she hated it.
Ooh.
Horses were not her thing, I guess. One more love interest entered her life during the Ringling years. The menagerie boss, Art Rooney. I think that was Mickey Rooney's. The menagerie boss, Art Rooney,
Anything's possible.
was a fellow who had never dated, and the two married and were very happy until he died shortly after. She just was not lucky in love and marriage.
No.
Okay.
Not, and I don't think that person would have been related to Andy Rooney because he was married
Not
many
Andy
times.
Rooney, Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney, he was
Oh,
married
he was.
many times.
Okay, but there was an Andy Rooney too, the news
Yeah,
guy.
he- news guy.
Okay,
And he was much
I think
calmer.
they're all related.
Well, he was much calmer than Mickey Rooney.
Okay, all right. What do we got here up there? Randy says something. I can't read it.
Well, no, you can't read.
Okay. So they were very happy, but he died shortly thereafter. So Stark's one true romance came to a quick end in 1928, and she was traded by Ringling to a medium-sized circus, the John Robinson Circus, and it was with this group that she suffered one of her worst maulings.
Oh.
In the 19th and early part of the 20th centuries, trainers were sometimes injured seriously, even killed in the ring. The cats were known to lash out with their paws, and while the cuts were not usually fatal, it could leave nasty gashes, and other accidents could and did happen. Each trainer took into the ring their own choice of training tools. Stark always used a whip and a stick, and sometimes a gun loaded with blanks. In 1928, the Robinson Circus train was fighting bad weather to get to Bangor, Maine for a performance, and the train pulled into town late. This generally would have meant cancellation of some of the animal acts, since the animals wouldn't have been fed or given time to calm down after the trip. Stark, however, decided to continue with her act. See, I guess under time constraints we make some silly, stupid...
We never do
we
that.
never do. But we make bad decisions. As the cats entered the ring, one of the quiet ones took the wrong stool, angering one of the meaner cats. Sheik. That's the name of the cat, Sheik. Sheik responded by taking a severe swipe at Stark's left leg, almost severing her lower leg.
Oh.
Her assistant, working outside the ring, started rattling the door, the signal for animals to return to the entry tunnel. In the chaos, two cats arrived at the tunnel entrance at the same time. Sheik turned back and charged Stark, who reacted by jamming the training stick into the tiger's mouth, and another cat, Zoo, picked up on the disruption and also attacked. You know what? I don't think I ever want to be a tiger trainer.
No, who was the ones that were in Vegas and had the...
Oh, yes.
And they died, both of them.
Yeah,
died.
now, Siegfried and
And
Roy.
Roy, yeah.
Siegfried and Roy, yes,
I just
that was
never,
awful.
I never quite understood.
That was, yeah, how sad. Somehow Stark got her right hand free and pulled out her pistol, loaded with blanks, fired directly into Zoo's face. This permitted her to break free, though she soon passed out and had to be dragged from the performance unconscious. She was hospitalized about 2 years.
Oh, gee.
She was hospitalized, and her injuries required treatment over about 2 years. However, within a matter of weeks, she returned to perform, now sporting bandages and using a cane.
Oh, geez.
In 1950, she suffered another particularly terrible accident where her right arm was severely mangled.
Well, I don't think...
I guess
that
when
job-
you're into something, you just do it.
I can't see you doing that at the pulpit. I'm sorry, I just can't see you.
But you know,
We'll attack you
to
up
me,
there.
I think what attracted me to this was the fact that she was the first woman tiger trainer, and you still don't see many women
Why would you
tiger
want to?
trainers. Well, I don't know, but I thought that was kind of exciting.
Yeah, well, would you like to try?
No, when injuries happened, Stark never blamed the cats. I always blame myself, not the tiger. Maybe it's an ulcerated tooth or a sore paw, a grudge against the world for no good reason at all that has upset the cat. While anti-tetanus shots were available even during Stark's early years, it is particularly notable that she lived through so many incidents, considering the depth of the wounds and the fact that penicillin was not commonly available until the late 30s. In 1932, now here's, you know, I know you, some of you out there know who Mae West was. She was first a silent star, and then she was early, you know, the late 20s, early 30s. In 1932, I'm No Angel, starring Mae West, was being filmed. And the character that Mae West played had to perform in a lion taming act, and of course, there was no better stunt performer to hire than Mabel Stark. Mae West was wise. She didn't do the tiger stuff.
No.
This brought Stark to Southern California, where in 1938 she was hired full-time by Jungle Land in Thousand Oaks, California. When World War II began, Stark took time away from the cats to work at Lockheed Aircraft. In late 1967, Jungle Land was sold. Well, she was there for almost 20 years then. In late 1967, Jungle Land was sold, and the new owner disliked Stark, who at this time was 79, and fired her. The animals had to remain at Jungle Land. After her departure, one of the tigers escaped and was killed. And she thought she could have gotten the tiger back safely. The ending of her autobiography, written in 1938, brings us as close as we will come to understanding why she took her own life. That was her. She was upset about, I guess, this tiger. Out slink, this is what she used to say before a show. Out slink the striped cats, snarling and roaring, leaping at each other or at me. It's a matchless thrill, and life without it is not worthwhile to me. I hope each new season until my number is up will find me shouting, "Let them come!"
Oh. Well, you know, there's this picture that Shirley Linden has, and it was of her son sitting with a lion cub, and it was over at Antioch Shopping Center, and they had this wild animals, and they let the kids come in and pose with these animals, and I said, Shirley, what in the world were you thinking when you did that with your son, with John? And she goes, I don't know.
Well, and I can see, because I know there are people that would do that, take pictures with.
Well, they were sitting in.
Well, but I think of even Yellowstone, you know,
Yeah.
where people go up and walk across the street to get closer to a bear.
Well, you know, when I was a kid, and we were in Yellowstone, and this was before they had signs up, don't feed the bears.
Right.
And we would roll the window down a crack, and we'd feed them vanilla wafers through the window.
Well, you're lucky they didn't put their paws up there and push your window down.
And then we had a bear broke into our tent and ripped it all up. We had cooked in the tent that morning because it was so cold.
Cooking even at that age. She was cooking in a tent in Yellowstone, and now she brings those talents to us.
Yeah, and the bear came in and ripped everything up, and it was really ugly.
Yeah.
And then I saw a bear attack a man.
Oh,
I
that's
did.
scary.
We were camping at Madison Campground, and we were the only people in the campground. It was really early. It was in May. It was like snow was still out
Right.
there. And the only other person that actually was there were some Park Service workers that were out there checking things out. And this family drives up to have a picnic. And they set all their stuff out on the table, and they sat down, and they had, I still remember, they had a big jar of Miracle Whip. And they had that Kraft Miracle Whip sitting on the table. And here comes this bear.
Oh,
And he sat down at the table just like a person.
didn't they
One
run
leg-
their car?
No! They fought the bear over that stupid mayonnaise jar.
Oh, for
And the
Pete's
guy got
sakes.
attacked and it just raked his hand. It was really
Well, aren't you glad we're talking about this thing? I got interested in this Mabel Stark because of the bravery it had to take, and the fact that she was hired back in the 20s when this was just a man's vocation, and she became one of the best trainers and tamers of that era. So, and because it's Women History Month, I wanted to share some of that with you. So, anyway,
Hey,
let's
you know,
see what we're
there's a
saying
new-
here.
There's probably a new profession for you later on in your life.
I don't think I want that profession. If I could be in an enclosed
In a
bubble,
In a bubble.
in a bubble that was, tiger proof.
Oh, I'm thinking we'll put you in one of those balls, and
Yes,
you just run
that's right,
around
but it has to
inside
be
the
tiger proof.
and then you run around inside the ball, and then the
Uh-huh.
tigers chase you. You know, people might pay to see that one.
Well, I'm wondering out there if some of you have gotten your first shots or vaccines, or maybe even your second. These two ladies here, we've received our second shot as of yesterday,
Yes.
and
So far, we're
Randy
here.
and Terry got there, and so far we're feeling
here.
good.
Yeah,
We
here.
were thinking, oh, what if we do our cooking show? We're both so tired we just lay our heads in.
Well,
But
I
we
said
feel
we
fine.
just lay on the couch over there, and I'll just turn the camera over, and you can talk laying on the couch. That would have worked.
Oh my goodness. So it's great having you all. I see Jody Myers watching, and who's that second name? Jamie. Jamie's watching. Hi you all, you wonderful peoples, you. It's great to have you join us.
Yes.
I think that thing's starting to smell good.
It's starting to smell. I'm glad you said good.
No, it smells good, but I don't know how many minutes it's got left to cook.
Well, since we can't see from
We
here,
can't see from here. It'd be wonderful. What we
5
need
minutes.
is one of those spy glasses that we.
Well, I
can
remember
zoom
I've
in.
got those opera binoculars, but we weren't bright enough to know how to use them.
I know they
remember?
didn't work.
We were kind of.
Yeah, we could. But it maybe just a big old telescope,
Yeah. How about just? I got some big binoculars. Sit here like
the
this.
great big long one. Okay, so how many minutes is left?
5, and then I need to take
Take
the
the
cover
top
off.
off, and then it crispies up.
Yeah.
on top.
Hopefully.
Okay, anybody out there? Let's see. I'm gonna read some stuff here. Hold on. This says, and this is from Andrea. We had our first a couple of weeks ago. Second is next week. Woohoo!
That's wonderful.
And then Jody said she received her second yesterday too. Woohoo! Okay, very good. Very good.
That's right. It was a wonderful experience. It was so well done.
So well done. Yes, it was.
Our appointment was at 8:10, and we were out there at 8:15.
Yeah, ours weren't till 10 after and 20 after 10.
You were already here at work.
Yeah,
I-
by 10 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
They just got us in.
I didn't have to dock you on time or anything. It was great.
Oh my goodness, you are so bad.
I know.
So bad.
I practiced up on that.
All right, so tell me this: is there a preview of what's to come for next Tuesday?
Well, I've got this
We talked about
recipe.
St. Pat's Day.
We did. We talked about St. Pat's Day. So I was looking for some recipes in regard to St. Pat's Day, but we're not going to do a corned beef because that takes way too
No,
long.
that takes way too long.
Yeah, and I already fixed one at home with that, so.
Do you want to ask somebody out there to see if they've got a St. Pat's recipe they'd like to see done? If
It might be too hard for us to, we're not
that's
very
right,
talented.
Marty's got it down. How to get all the ingredients and everything done in time for
And I
us
do
to
have a recipe
eat
that
in
was
front of you.
pretty darn good, and it was a spaghetti.
Oh, that's right. You said a
with
spaghetti bake.
sausage. With sausage.
Sausage again. Woohoo!
Yeah, sausage and hamburger. Well, the recipe just called for hamburger, but I thought it kind of tastes a little bland.
Yeah.
So I added sausage in. Some of that sausage that I used the other day when I made
Yes.
the recipe that I got at Costco. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Okay.
And
Is this the spaghetti baked thing?
yeah, it's a baked.
A baked spaghetti. What about dyeing the noodles green?
What if I just What if I just stirred peas in, and that would take care of that problem?
I I don't know what that would taste like.
How about I dye your hair green?
You know, I think that probably would not work.
Oh, that.
I tell you what,
Spray cans of stuff.
I tell you, they do have those spray cans and stuff. Are you game for it?
Oh, well, why not?
Do you think so? Do you want to do it? Tune in next week and see if Marty and I have gone green.
Gone over the hill.
Yeah, gone over the hill. Let's see what they're saying now. Cannelloni, or I can't remember. Cannelloni something, but it went up. Something with mint
Yeah, I
is
saw
what
the mint.
Andrea says.
Yeah, I saw there was a mint recipe. My problem being that I guess I wasn't in the mood for something sweet when I was looking at these recipes.
Oh, okay. So there was mint and that, but that was sweet. Well, I
Yeah.
love mint. Yeah, I think mint
You
would
love
be-
about anything.
I do. Yes, mint. Mint would be good. Oh, she's checking her out. She's taking the top off.
Whoops.
Yummy. How's it doing?
It's doing fine.
Is it
Now I just
bubbling up?
Yep. Now I
Bubbling
need
up crude? Isn't that what the
Crude.
Beverly Hillbillies said?
Yeah.
Bubbling up crude. I'm not going to tell you what Marty just did, because you can't see her. But she took the top off the sausage casserole, and I think it was a piece of sausage
Mhm.
that fell to the ground. Of course, she goes by the 5-second rule. She was on that sausage like a fly on you know what, and she picked that up and popped that into her mouth. How was it, Marty?
It was delicious.
Did it burn your tongue?
No, after
Okay.
the floor cooled it off.
And speaking of our dear Marty, tomorrow she has her procedure
Yeah.
that is going to help her so she can start eating again,
Yeah.
and get back to eating regular food, because basically she's been surviving on baby food and protein drinks and water and what else?
Oh, and just sometimes I can eat a little bit of something,
Yeah.
but I haven't been able to eat anything with spaghetti in it. But the little
So
tiny
she wants to
shells.
fix something with spaghetti, you know, and that, I don't do that. Oh, well, you'll be better, but you
Yeah.
still won't be able to eat, will you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, we'll know.
So,
I
tomorrow.
I show up tomorrow morning at the hospital at 6:30, and they said 7:30. Of course, they kind of scared me yesterday when they called, and she said, "Now tomorrow morning's your procedure." And I thought, "Oh no, no, no! I have Jack Cook pray with this. This can't be."
You mean she called you yesterday?
Yeah, she
Or
called
Monday?
She called yesterday. Yeah, that was Monday. And
Monday.
she said, "Now your procedure is Tuesday, blah blah blah." And I said, "Oh, I believe it is the 10th." She goes, "Oh, you know, you're right. I'm working a day ahead." Now that sounded familiar to me.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
How
would
many
not have been
times?
good. Believe me, Marty schedules her life around our chat, cook, and pray. She's amazing. Okay, see if there's anything else. Nope, nothing else yet. Okay, so think of something green that there's always green eggs and ham.
Is that a Dr. Seuss that we're still allowed to read?
That's right. Yeah, I did read though on that. Those 6 books that were supposedly banned actually came out of the Dr. Seuss board. They were not selling good or something, and so the board itself, no one outside of Dr. Seuss banned those 6 books, but they decided to for whatever reasons. And I'm not even familiar with the 6 books that they took off, but. I'm sure when we get past a lot of this, distrust, misunderstanding, all this stuff. So when it comes to when you start canceling things and you're not sure why, but it just goes viral, and I'm not sure if it had something to do with drawings. I'm not even sure because I don't know that I saw that much news on that. But when I found out it came from the board itself, then I thought they must have a reason for something, and I didn't know what it was. Okay, who else has got? Shirley Atkinson has something. No wonder Marty jumped on it. No wonder she jumped on it like a chicken on a June bug. I love that. She's starving. Yes, she is. I mean, she'll jump on anything. you know, that is food, but she's got to be very careful because she doesn't want to upset this little pocket that keeps catching food.
Yeah.
So we're just hoping when they do this procedure
I can eat again.
that they open it up and she can eat again.
If not, well, it was a
Well,
good
then
try.
you'll just disappear.
It was a
She,
good try.
she just keeps disappearing. Somebody else is watching. I love that. Like a June bug. Like a June on a June bug.
That's what I thought. I can't let that go to waste in there. That's really tastes pretty darn good. Let's see how much time.
Okay, she's checking it out. Checking it out again.
Oh,
She's
we
her
got
little
2
March
minutes.
book here.
2 minutes.
Her little March book. Oh, you guys, don't forget this next Sunday is daylight. Is it this next one?
It's the 14th.
This coming
Oh, Sunday, the 14th.
This coming Sunday is daylight savings.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's so
But
important.
you know, one thing about it is that with recording this stuff, even if they oversleep, because we're going to spring forward, so that means if they sleep in at their regular time,
Oh, what are you talking about?
well, if they miss the time.
Oh, the
for
worship.
If they miss, if they can watch it any time.
Well, that's what's so great about posting it after we film
But
it live.
unfortunately, it means that you still need to be here at the hour earlier time.
Okay, I know. Okay.
Not like Jody. One time she was the lector and she arrived at the end of the service.
Okay, I'm going to answer the question that I hear all the time. Why is there daylight savings time? Here's the short history of this phenomenon. Because, you know, now people are starting to pull out of it. You
Yeah,
know,
well, I vote for
states
that
are.
one.
Credit for daylight saving time is often attributed to Benjamin Franklin, who suggested the idea in 1784 as a joke. British-born New Zealander George Hudson proposed the concept in 1885, but was ridiculed. The idea was revived in 1907 when William Willett, an Englishman, proposed a system in the pamphlet The Waste of Daylight. The Germans were the first to officially adopt the light extending system in 1915 as a fuel-saving measure during World War I. The British switched 1 year later, and the United States followed in 1918. I didn't know we'd had daylight savings since 1918.
I don't know why you want, I mean.
When Congress passed the Standard Time Act, which established our time zones. This experiment lasted only until 1920. Okay, that's why. When the law was repealed due to opposition from dairy farmers because cows don't pay attention to clocks. During World War II, daylight saving time was imposed once again, this time year-round, to save fuel. Since then, daylight saving time has been used on and off with different start and end dates. Currently, daylight saving time begins at 2 a.m. on the second Sunday of March and ends at 2 a.m. on the first Sunday in November. So once you change your clocks this weekend, you won't be changing them back until the first Sunday in November, okay? So you got a break. Oh, looky here. Show it to them.
This is it.
Wow. And it's just a bubbling up.
Yeah.
Oh, and it smells good. It does smell good, I have to say. What are you getting there?
Well, something to serve it with.
Oh,
Oh,
the lights
no.
went out.
Oh, I'll get it.
Get the lights. There she is, magic spoon.
All
A
right.
magic spoon.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Now that is gonna be hot.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Just give me that so I can let it, I'll spread it around the plate so I can cool it down. Ooh, don't burn your tongue.
Oh, it's not that hot.
It's, well, it feels like it is, but, okay, I'm spreading out the taters. Oh, yeah, now, so, what are some things you all think would go good with this? Put that up on the screen. Something about yous on there, you wanna read it. Something about Marty Toplin.
Best wishes to you, Marty.
Oh, there you go. Best wishes to you. Oh. It's been a long time since you've had to remind me to
I know, I
pray.
had such faith in you, but
But I tell you, the smell overcame the desire to pray. I was just ready to eat. But now let us pray. All gracious and loving God, we ask that we use this food to strengthen us and to do your good works. We thank you for this beautiful day. Even if it's windy, it doesn't matter. It's so beautiful to be outside and feel the warm temperatures and feel the sun. We ask that you continue to bring healing and hope to our world as we start moving slowly away from this pandemic and find ways that will keep us safe. We ask that you continue to surround your world and your church with love. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay. You know, that's odd, but that maple does taste pretty good with that.
and you know, I even added corn in when I did it, and it was really good.
And I really like the cream cheese with the chives in it. That's good.
Well, I didn't wanna have to buy ham because I'm trying to use stuff that I already have in the freezer,
That's a good thing.
so that's why we did
Marty can
sausage.
show you how to be frugal. That is really good. Oh, slow down.
I will.
Don't eat too fast.
I know,
I don't want you choking on me.
and it's so impressive when it happens.
Well, you all, I tell you what, it's been exciting around here. We've got all of our floors waxed and polished, and they are
The
just like
sanctuary?
glass.
They are.
They are beautiful. And Joe Luttrell is doing it, and he has done a marvelous job. He's now working on painting the railings and on the steps that go up to the choir loft. That has needed it so badly. And, you know, all the kick plates and everything, and the border at the
basement.
bottom, the baseboard.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really going to be so nice. when
Janine
it's
did a
done.
good job picking out the paint colors.
The color, yes. So, that is really tasty.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
think I
good.
needed to really put it under the broiler to,
I didn't hear how much half and half did you use?
1.5 cups.
1.5 cups. All right. So we're talking about something for St. Pat's Day. If there's something that you think would be good. Of course, Marty thinks she's got the perfect recipe, so we'll do that.
Let's see what I've got here. Depends on how I feel like.
But you can share amongst yourselves what recipes you all do for St. Pat's. I know the corned beef and cabbage. Oh, talking with my mouth full.
Well,
I know the corned beef and cabbage is an exciting one that people do. I swear I've got to move that closer. So let's see. Cabbage rolls.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's an idea. Cabbage rolls. Cabbage rolls. Let's see. Okay. Well, since I haven't been looking that close, I didn't get to see a lot of one-liners from Randy.
Well, you know, I don't know if he's on today.
Yeah, he
because-
was on.
Oh, he was on. But,
It
I
said
was-
Randy's watching.
well, I'm wondering if he was supposed to have
company at 2 o'clock, but if they
Oh.
got there early,
Okay. So we might have missed some of those one-liners.
we might have.
Yeah. Wow. It's really very tasty.
I'm glad you like it.
And also, I just want to remind you, if you find a story about a woman that you think is interesting, the theme for this year's Women's Month is Women in Leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic. And maybe you'll find somebody that you want to share about. Okay, Wooten says he made reservations for St. Patrick. What does that mean? Where'd you make your reservations for St. Patrick?
Well, I bet it's not Ireland.
It's not, I bet it's not Ireland. I don't know. It's Bill. He'll go anywhere. Mm-hmm. See? What did I tell you?
I know.
Since you can't eat, I'll eat another
Oh,
scoop
good.
for you.
Good.
All right. Very nice. This bowl is so nice.
Yeah.
It's really deep.
Yes, it is.
So.
I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond
Bed Bath & Beyond.
with a 20% off coupon.
Oh my goodness. We do have fun. Oh, I want to read one more thing before we go, because it's Lent and I love this poem. Again, it's from Anne Weems, Kneeling in Jerusalem. This is what she says. The title is The Last Shall Be First. And it talks a little bit about taking risk and going out of your comfort zone sometimes. Along the way, the pilgrims heard that a group of people had set out for Jerusalem without a map. Since each of us owned our own map and read it daily, and even then had difficulty knowing which way to turn, we were amazed that they would set out on their own. Amazed and alarmed. Many a day we had prayed and consulted over choices in the road. This news presented a greater dilemma. Which of us would go in the rescue party? Whoever went would most certainly not get to Jerusalem on time. Distraught, we prayed. Then we realized that the ones who went in search of the lost would be the first to arrive in Jerusalem. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. So I hope that you are enjoying your Lenten journey as far as having a holy adventure, as that's what we're studying on Wednesdays. And again, you might want to share something that has happened over Lent, over these past 3 weeks, that you'd like to share with someone. Some revelation you might have had. So anyway, we got to sing our song.
Yes.
And kazoo our way out of here. Okay. Oh, chat, cook and pray, oh, chat, cook and pray, oh, chat, cook and pray, oh, chat, cook, pray, amen. Woo! Go outside, have a great day, soak up that sun.
See you next week.
Bye.